Stop scrolling. If you're a new believer, even an older believer, you're going to want to hear this. Have you ever heard people say that all sin is the same? What if I told you that all sin was the same in the sense that it could keep you away from the holy God, but it's not the same in measurement? Take a look at this. When you go to Exodus 34:7, you'll see where scripture says keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty. This verse lays out 3 dimensions to sin. Sin in Hebrew and in the Greek by definition means missing the mark, falling short of God's standard. Transgression, on the other hand, is willful rebellion, crossing a line that you know that you shouldn't, but iniquity is twisted depravity, when sin becomes your nature and lifestyle. I'm going to give you a basketball analogy. Sin is like taking shots in basketball and occasionally missing. You're trying, but you fall short. Romans 3:23 says, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Transgression, on the other hand, is when you purposely and intentionally aim to miss. You start doing wrong on purpose. The coach, who is God, as well as the owner, warned you again and again, but you don't care. Iniquity is when you've trained yourself to miss, to the point that you've lost the ability to hit the mark at all. Your muscle memory is corrupt, and now the perversion of the skill has set in. Eventually, the coach removes you from the team, not because he doesn't love you, but because your heart has fully turned. Practicing sin hardens your heart, and a hardened heart, according to Hebrews 3:12-3, uproots faith, which is necessary for salvation, Ephesians 2:8. This is why grace is not a license to sin. It's a bridge that when you do fall, not a freeway to continue living in rebellion. The moment we start training in sin, rather than resisting it, we start heading toward destruction. Hit follow if you like Bible content like this. And for those of you wondering what I was reading from, Proverbs was the first one, the book of John was the second one. These are in-depth and in detail Bible commentaries that both my wife and I have done. As you can see, there's a lot of commentary in these. The reason it's called the Hood Bible Translation is because we have the King James for the people that like the King James, but not everybody can understand the King James. One of the key things that kept me away from Christ when I wasn't saved, I couldn't understand the Bible. So we wanted to do something to help people understand the Bible while not taking away from the KJV. So you see, we have the King James for those that like the King James. It reads, better is a dry morsel and quietness therewith than a house full of sacrifices with strife. In the Hood Bible Translation below it, in the paraphrase, it reads, better to have a dry piece of bread in a quiet crib than steak in a house full of yelling and beef. The bottom one's not meant to replace the top one, but to give understanding. And then we go into detail what that passage means. Peace is more valuable than provision when it's wrapped in chaos. You can have all the success, but if your atmosphere is toxic, you're still in poverty spiritually, and it can lead to an early grave. They make good Christmas gifts. To get yours or your children, you could go to ironiclearning.com or inbox me Hood Bible Translation on Instagram. Acts will be out in a day or two.